Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another beautiful video on this beautiful channel on this beautiful day. How you guys and girls doing? Hope you're doing great as always. Please check out the description box for all the nice links. Also drop a like, subscribe if you like the content. We were fixing some errors in the last video, and we do still have a few errors here where where basically it's saying argument conversion from T to T. And I think it's because I'm getting a float here, right? So what I want to do is a static cast int, and we're just going to make that into an integer. All right, so I'm going to copy the static cast int, and where we are right now is in the GUI.cpp. So very simple. I'm just gonna cast all of this. So we want to remove all of these things, right? All of these problems here. Now I'm doing a vector2f, and I'm getting an unsigned right here. So I'm gonna do the same thing here, static cast, but this time I'm gonna cast it to a float. All right, and this helps the computer cast stuff in the way it's supposed to. And we just casted that to a float, didn't we? Okay. All right, so that should be cast. Same thing here. Just cast that. No, cast the first part because the other part is already a float. And then, all right, that is static casted. That is static casted. Static casted. This is not casted. So I'm gonna cast both of these. Just make sure you click on all of your warnings and just go through them all, fixing it, casting stuff, making sure everything is okay. That seems to be fine. And here we're actually returning an empty float, a local variable. So I'm just going to remove this from the entity.h and cpp files. The reference, I'm going to remove that because that messes stuff up. That means we can't return local variables like this. And this is just going to say that it's an error. So, all right, and this will just make sure we know that it's an error, and it shouldn't work. Now let's see if everything works. All right, now go ahead, go into rebuild solution, and open your error list, and we'll see if we get any warnings. All right, we still have 2 warnings. Oh, we forgot the width part. So I'm just gonna static cast the width as well. And hopefully after I do that, we shouldn't have any more warnings. And that should be it. We don't want any warnings. We don't like warnings. Still no warnings. Completed build, no warnings. All right, so all our warnings are gone. Everything is okay. Let's go up here, GUI. Entity, let's just make sure everything looks okay, everything's fine. And right here I'm gonna include class. Let's see, hit box component, class movement component, class animation component. Once we do that, that should be good. Helps us out a little bit. Player as well, player.h class entity, and then it's probably going to use some other stuff, but we'll just have class entity there. Seems fine. Class GUI. All right, that is good. That is good. So just forward declare some stuff. We'll keep working on it slowly and surely as we move along. You don't have to do all of this. So just, but make sure if you're including something, make sure you include its class like this, forward declare it like this as well. It helps it out. It helps the compiler to quickly compile stuff, basically. So I'm just going to close all documents now, and we should be good. So let's just run the program, and we're going to start making our big changes to the tile map. Collision still works just fine. All right, everything's working just fine. No big deal. All right. Perfectly fine. It's exactly what we want. So quit that. Now we have somewhat of a game going with collision and all that stuff. But before we go ahead and do that, I'm going to open up my game.cpp. I'm going to go way down into where I say update. And here we have this issue here where I am it's closing the window. So I'm just going to remove that. Is that empty? If it's not empty, then updating the state. We're going to make another if statement in here. If this window has focus, then we're going to do all of this. All right, hopefully that should work. So let's run it. Otherwise, it closes the application. I don't want to do that. So now, okay, wait, that's because I clicked on it. Let's run this. The best way to check it is go in new game. Unfocus it, try to move around. It won't move, it's still not budging. And once you focus it again, it works. And we're moving the window around like this. It doesn't actually update anything. So let's see. Okay, well that seems all right. That seems all right. It's updating delta time while it should always be updating delta time. That's a problem, because otherwise you'll get these delta time jumps. And I think the delta time is updating update DT. Okay, so here when we're running it, the window is open. It should be updating delta time every clock right there. Update. What can we do? Can we do it any differently? If we just put it here, maybe it'll be a little easier to see. Or just put everything. Just put it right there. Maybe it will be a little easier to see. And then we'll print out delta time, just see if it works. New game. Yeah, see, it's messing up the delta time. Okay, it's messing up the delta time. std cout. Best way to check it is cout dt this dt. New line. Let's see how that works. Maybe we should have that under update window as well. Yeah, it is pausing it. Oh, when I'm moving the window, that's when we get the jump. Okay, I get it. So that's another fix. We'll work with that later. It's a whole nother fix. But we can keep it like this, I guess, or I think it's cleaner if we just Control Z everything just to make it how it was before. Like that. We still want the SFML events going and the application to end and all that. So we'll keep it like this. Doesn't matter. I'll fix it. I'll make sure I fix it in a later video. Anyway, we don't have all the time in the world, so let's just get into tilemap. Let's start working with that. So the problem we have is we have this tilemap. We have these layers. All right, layers are fine. But in each layer, that tile needs to be either a linked list or another STD vector. All right, so a 4D array, basically. So to print it out for you, I need to tell you why we're doing it. So we're going to have a 2D array here, and each tile is going to look like this. And then obviously each layer is going to look like this, right? And at the end of a layer, let's see, let's keep it like this. So you have the 2D array with a bunch of places, and each place has an array in itself, which creates these layers. And each place in that layer should have another array. So it's kind of complicated, but basically each position of a tile, each tile can be several tiles in the same spot. Okay, so we can have a tile on top of a tile, which is kind of half as big like this. So it will make kind of a combined tile. And that helps really to kind of meld together textures. So if you have grass here, you have dirt here, you get some grass over the dirt with another texture, and so on and so on. So that's basically how we're gonna work with that. I kind of messed stuff up. I did fix everything I just talked about in the video a second ago, but I was working on it and I messed it up and it just didn't work. So I had to revert all the changes, and so I think I'm just gonna end this video right now, and then I'll look through this and we'll try to convert this into a 4D array, and I'll try to explain it as well as I can. Please don't freak out. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. It just adds one more layer to the tile map so we can have several tiles on top of each other, just like I explained. But so sorry about that. I wanted to go through it in this video, but this was also just a warning fixing video. So I'm sorry. But in the next one, I promise we'll get into the map properly, okay? And I'll try to make sure it works before we start making the video. We start working on it. Thank you so much for watching this video. At least take care. Hope you learned something. Keep working hard. I'll see you guys and girls in the next one, all right? Bye-bye.